Hello everybody, my name is Martin Valencia Valverde. I am currently studying the third semester of the Modern Languages major at the Autonomous University of Baja California Sur. In this video project, I will be telling you about an educational icon related to languages. In my case, I have chosen the Prussian philosopher, linguist, and statesman Wilhelm von Humboldt. I will be discussing his biography as well as his contributions to languages and even educational public policy. Without further ado, let us begin. Humboldt was born on June 22, 1767, in Potsdam, Prussia, modern-day Germany, to a wealthy family. He was homeschooled by the best teachers, and in 1790, after becoming a lawyer, he joined the Prussian public service in Berlin, but found it unfulfilling. By next year, he had abandoned the job and began traveling across Europe and writing. Later, from 1803 to 1808, he served as ambassador to the Holy See. Following this, he served as Prussia's Minister of Education, as which he enacted radical reforms and founded the Berlin University. Something that becomes quite evident as you study the life of Humboldt is his authentic thirst for knowledge. This may be due to the influence of his teachers who from early on instructed him on philosophy and the Enlightenment, which may have prompted him to seek freedom through discovery. It is also worth mentioning that he had a younger brother named Alexander, who would go on to become arguably the most influential scientist from this period. It was probably because of their superb education and inquisitive talent that they both became two of Germany's most influential thinkers. So much so that the Berlin University will eventually be renamed after both of them. Humboldt's contribution to the study of languages mainly focuses on the description of language itself. During his time, language was described as a group of labels to refer to signs that existed apart from human reason, to which then societies just assigned a different vocal label to every sign. For example, the physical object of a tree is a sign, and people in England have agreed upon labeling it with the word tree. The object and concept exist totally disconnected. Humboldt's writings focus on his rejection of this idea. He argues that languages are not just a list of sounds corresponding to a list of meanings that can be mechanically translated. He rather sees languages as a unique product of the cultural context of the society in which they develop. As such, he understands every language to possess a unique perspective of the world, expressed through its vocabulary and grammar. All of this will set the foundation for the discipline of ethnolinguistics, which will not come around for another century. Furthermore, his efforts to link language and culture were some of the earliest, and this serves to attest for his profoundly personal passion for the study of languages and how he tried to understand not only what was being said, but the people saying it. Humboldt's greatest legacy outside of languages can be found within the Prussian reforms of the early 19th century. After the Prussians were defeated by Napoleon I of France in 1806, a sweeping restructuring of the administration was undertaken. For this effect, Humboldt was appointed as Minister of Education, as which he proposed and developed a curriculum that aligned with his ideals of enlightenment and liberalism. Humboldt believed that the educational system should go beyond vocational training. At this time, schools only taught the basics on how to read and write, and then they would go on to learn how to perform one single job, that is vocational training. Instead, Humboldt believed it was necessary to cultivate men rather than just train them. Education from early on to higher studies should include subjects like art, philosophy, and science, so that people will be best prepared to learn whatever profession, and then even go on to learn another one and switch occupations, effectively enabling their freedom of choice. This system will be adopted all over the West and is still in use today. Wilhelm von Humboldt had one of the greatest contributions to the way we educate the masses here in the West. His ideals of liberalism may have very well paved the way for the success of the German intellect and how it has produced so many bright minds. Now,
if we add his pioneering understanding of the relationship between culture and language, we can begin to understand why he is regarded as an educational icon.